Hey guys, Matt Dean here with Dean Family Acres, and today we're going to be talking about this L3010 Kubota tractor from the late 90s, early 2000s with a backhoe attachment as well as the front bucket. So join along as we kind of talk about this a little bit, and I'm also going to refuel while we're at it. Dean Family Acres. All right guys, so one thing to remember about these Kubota tractors is that the fuel fill is on top. This, for some things, is kind of aggravating. I would encourage you to get a battery powered pump like this. I'm old school, y'all know I'm thrifty, but this works very well too. I know that there was at least one person that was mentioning about, you know, the tractor they choose, etc. I strongly encourage used. Just most of us are not ever going to use up the life of a tractor as long as we keep up with it. But they were just talking about the ease of filling for a fuel tank, and if it's down, you know, where my feet are down below, and you fill up right there, that's perfectly fine. But if you ever have to go through anything where you're working in woods or timber or kind of pushing things around, again, that's not necessarily something for a tractor to do, but it works. And sometimes if you're a homeowner, that's what you're going to do. You don't want a fuel tank down there. It's going to get busted, messed up, etc. So again, just something to think about. Yeah, it might take a little bit of extra to kind of do this, but it is what it is. All right, while that fills up, let's talk a little bit about this tractor, the L3010. I had a buddy who actually let me borrow this. It's got a backhoe attachment that is a Bush Hog brand, and needed a backhoe to be able to dig a hole for a project that we've got going at the house. And I'll be open and honest with you, I got completely spoiled by having this backhoe here on the property. It just makes life so much easier. You think, oh, you gotta have a loader, I would strongly encourage you, if you're doing projects where you need soil or need to plant things, etc., a backhoe, man, it makes things so much easier. I mean, you could just plant stuff nonstop. Heard of people using those post hole attachments for planting things, certainly fine, but if you're gonna move things, that doesn't work real well. So being able to kind of dig underneath something up and move it, as you kind of see in this footage here. All right guys, so the red bud and those beauty berries are gone. Nice open area between the 2 rows of blueberries here, 2 rows of muscadines, and the house. So we ended up actually putting another row of blueberries right here, and with a goal to probably put at least one more row. So as you can see, the backhoe really was a great resource for us in trying to get some things done around the farm. All right guys, so you can see here this has a front end loader. It is a Bush Hog brand, and the model on that is a M246, as you see there. And I would say that, again, I don't know, when you're talking to used tractors, you kind of have a couple different things that you're evaluating, but even though this tractor has, I think it's got 1,450 something hours on it, which is not quite double what mine has. In regards to the loader, this thing feels like it can pick up more. I do know that my friend who let me borrow this mentioned only running Kubota fluid, and that's something they're really finicky about. Well, I'd never heard that before. So again, we're always learning something new. I'd always run kind of the plus version of your typical hydraulic fluid in mine, and maybe that's why my loader doesn't feel quite as strong. Another thing you might notice here is that these are T4 tires. They're a little bit wider, so on some sense that can be good, some bad. I will say that in regards to gardening, these wider tires do make it a little bit more difficult to kind of use in a garden. Not that you can't, but just kind of think about that in regards to ag tires versus these kind of multi-purpose. I would much rather have these versus turf tires, because turf tires aren't going to do you a whole lot unless you're just doing landscaping projects, etc. You're never in mud or wet conditions. Then turf tires might be perfectly fine. Lastly, here we've got the Bush Hog 665H add-on. I don't know the exact term of that. I will say that this has a whole subframe. This is not just a 3-point attachment style, and I'll let you kind of see some of that footage here while I kind of just talk. But this Bush Hog backhoe is definitely beneficial to get things done. I kind of said that earlier, but just in regards to the bucket size, the maneuverability, it's just easy to kind of get this moved around, maneuvered where you need it to. It is not as strong as a traditional, backhoe. That's all it does. Just I borrowed one. It was a 4-wheel drive Ford version from probably the early 80s, late 70s last time that I borrowed one. And just the power on that bucket is obviously a much bigger machine, but the power on that was just a lot more than this unit. If you are interested in seeing a little bit more about this Kubota L3010, my buddy who let me borrow this, he also replaced the head gasket and allowed me to be able to come over and lend a little bit of a helping hand, but honestly just kind of document the process. I would strongly encourage you to go check out episode 193, and I'll link that here. It was a great learning opportunity, and also always great to fellowship and hang out with like-minded folks. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And when you do subscribe, don't forget to ring that bell light. And that's right, Mike Tyson did in the 1980s. Hope y'all are all having a wonderful and blessed one. Be prepared for the winter storm that's coming here in the southeast, and just keep safe and stay warm. Y'all have a good one. Looking forward to next Sunday.